evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Flamboro Downs for this Wednesday evening. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card. Note in race number 1, scratched is number 6, Artistically Simple. Scratched number 6, Artistically Simple. Note that number 7, Playing Bad, changing steel to aluminum shoes up front. Steel to aluminum shoes up front. In race number 2, scratched is number 3, Remember the Beach. Race 2, scratch number 3, Remember the Beach. Race 3, no changes. No changes, race 3. In race number 4, number 5, no partners, aluminum to steel shoes up front. Aluminum to steel up front. Race 5, scratched is number 9, Sometime, Somewhere. Race 5, scratched the 9, Sometime, Somewhere. In race number 6, number 7, Badlands Bay, has a missing line from October the 13th, 7th, beaten 11 3/4 mile of 2 minutes and 4. Sammy Fillion driving. And races 7 through 9, no changes, no changes, races 7 through 9. 13 minutes to our first dash. And just a reminder that we have the pick five carryover of $6,037.90. $6,037, the carryover into the race one pick five. Fans note in race number 4 Mock Accelerator, the driver will be Brody LeCain. Race 4, number 4 Mock Accelerator, Brody LeCain will drive. And once again, note into this race 1 pick 5 pool a carryover of $6,037.90. Field on post parade for race 1. 1 Silverback Jack Austin Surrey for rubber Kyle Fellows and Marissa Wilson. Number 2 is Rockin' Bow, Scott Young for Catherine Flanagan and Winters Racing. Number 3, Mossy's Art, Sammy Fillion for Jason Mitchell and Jerry Belanger. And number 4 is to Jennifer's Credit, Brody LeCain for Sean Arnott. Number 5 is Beach and Lindy, Paul McKenzie for Steve Charlton. Number 7, Playin' Bad, Phil Houdon for Nathan Harding and Adam Friedland. 8 is New Shooter, Travis Cullen for John Braid. And 9 is Smart Thinking, Scott Golder for Kim BX. Field of 8 for race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. Starts the pick five, and note the large carryover into the pick five of $6,037.90. And, well, I want to start with number three, Mossy's Art. Mossy's Art is currently 5-1 on the board. One that had been off since late April, returned to action here October the 8th, and it was just modestly successful. But the back half was solid. Mossy's Art is one that was, I think, okay last year, and in different spots I thought raced well. This is a veteran with a lot of back class. Mossy's Art looking for a 30th lifetime win, and in this particular class, Mossy's Art, I think, actually compares well. I expect a better outing now with that first start under his belt, and this one sent out by Jason Mitchell, taking a shot on Mossy's Art at 6-1. Sammy Filliot driving. Number five, Beach and Lindy, is one that dropped substantially in class and finished that last race with a 27-3 final quarter. Now has only one win this year and last year. Tough to back this one at 1-2 with just 2 wins in the past 45 starts, but down in class and a veteran with lots of back class and $364,000 earned lifetime. Beach and Lindy and Paul McKenzie. Beach and Lindy is 3-5. Some others, one Silverback Jack. Well, of late it hasn't been very good, but look, this is only the 7th start of the year for Silverback Jack. Robert Kyle Fellows having a very fine 2025 campaign, as is Austin Sorey. Silverback Jack gets an inside post and maybe could get rolling now. This is just, as I said, 7th start of the year for Silverback Jack, and is 7-1. And one more is number 4, To Jennifer's Credit. And the one in this field that's bringing in the best recent form with a third and a second. Second beaten just a neck, and then last race third beaten 5 to Wildcat Rocky. To Jennifer's Credit, and Brody LeCain is one that, well, based on recent form, has to be a consideration. To Jennifer's Credit is 7-1 on the board. Once again, note that to carry over in the high five of more than $6,000, less than 2 minutes to race one. Field for race number 1, taking up their positions, Silverback Jack and Rockin' Bow, with in the center Mossy's Art, To Jennifer's Credit, and Beach and Lindy. To the outside, Playing Bad, and New Shooter. And the second tier, Smart Thinking. It is a field of 8, race 1. Field for the first race. is at the start of the rough, and New Shooter shoots from the outside to Jennifer's Credit, Silverback Jack, Rockin' Bow, and Mossy's Ard. Then it is back to Smart Thinking as the field fires around the turn. But right now, Rockin' Bow trying to clear Silverback Jack for the lead. Rockin' Bow, Silverback Jack on the inside looking to park out Rockin' Bow. They're going at it early. To Jennifer's Credit is third. Then it is New Shooter fourth, works in front of Smart Thinking. Mossy's Art is sixth away. Then Beach and Lindy and Playing Bad. But it is right now Silverback Jack and Rockin' Bow head to take back and find the pocket. To Jennifer's Credit is third. New Shooter is racing fourth, and then Smart Thinking, Mossy's Art. Back to Beach and Lindy and Playing Bad is trailing the field. 27-1 opening quarter. They race off the turn. The field comes on towards us. And it is Silverback Jack who's got a lead of a length and a half. Rockin' Bow is racing second. To Jennifer's Credit is third. Smart Thinking is moving up first over, and Mossy's Art is on the back of Smart Thinking. Then it is New Shooter, Beach and Lindy and Playing Bad. 56-1 halftime, and they work their way on into the backstretch. Silverback Jack's got the lead. Smart Thinking now has come on smartly on the outside to take over the front. Smart Thinking, Mossy's Art is moving. Smart Thinking, Mossy's Art. Silverback Jack drops back. Now Beach and Lindy from off the pace has come on to take over third and is surfing out wide and is coming. It is Smart Thinking, Beach and Lindy, Mossy's Art, and Rockin' Bow. 3/4, 125-4. And Beach and Lindy now has got the lead, taking it from Smart Thinking. Then Mossy's Art and Rockin' Bow into Jennifer's Credit and Playing Bad and New Shooter and Silverback Jack on down the stretch ride for Beach and Lindy. Beach and Lindy is going to take race number one and win it by about 4 or 5 lengths. Smart Thinking second. Then it's between Rockin' Bow and Mossy's Art for third, 155-1. Back in front of us, the winner of race number one. It's number 5, Beach and Lindy. Paul McKenzie, the winning drive. Beach and Lindy is a 10-year-old Some Beach Somewhere bay gelding, owned and trained by Steve Charlton. Second win on the season, 34th lifetime for Beach and Lindy. The first race payouts 5, Beach and Lindy, 220, 210, 210. 9, Smart Thinking, 593.42, Rockin' Bow, 450. $2 exactor, 27.70. Dollar try, 48.50. Dollar super, 100. 51.55. 20-cent super, 30.31. The first race, order of finish from the top: 83451 scratch 672. That's 83451 scratch 672 on the bottom. Field on post parade for the second one. Better Than Never, J.R. Plot for Francis Guimet and Jean Drapeau. Number 2 is Acapulco Sunburn, Sammy Filia for Amanda Riley and Barry McLennan. Number 4 is Dance Like a Skipper, Scotty Gulliver, Paul Coulter. Number 5, Better Be Going, Anthony Hahn for Wilfred Perot and Grant and Joanne Curnow. And number 6, Sporty B, Jay Harris for Jack Moiseev and High Stakes Incorporated and Nancy McNevin. It's a field 5 for the second. Scratched is the 3, Remember the Beach. Let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 1, Better Than Never, 3-2 on the board, and certainly racing very well right now. And look at the season overall, 15 out of 24 in the top 2, so Better Than Never, who gets a better post position than last time home, had the trailer post at London last race, certainly should fare very well here, and Better Than Never, the last time we saw this one here, September the 11th, even got parked early and yet won going away by more than 6 lengths. And Better Than Never, sent up by Francis Guimet, who's having an enormous season. J.R. Plot driving 3-2, I think, is the one to beat. Acapulco Sunburn, though, is taking a lot of action and is one that is dropping in class and is one that gets a better post at the trailer post last race. Look at Grand River just 2 races ago, raced in 52-4. Acapulco Sunburn is certainly one you've got to account for in here. Sammy Filia for Amanda Riley, strong connections. Acapulco Sunburn with a class drop and the better post, 2-1, a serious contender. And number 6, Sporty B, well, buzzed last time home, won by 7 lengths, was off form before that last race, but got things turned around with a dominant win in this class. Jay Harris for Jack Moiseev, Sporty B, now sports post 6. That was well, actually it'll be post 5, and that win was post 4. Maybe we'll be blasting out early again because all the previous starts wasn't leaving much, and then last race, Jay Harris gave this one the word go from the start and kept on buzzing all the way. Sporty B and Jay Harris, even money. And one more is number 4, Dance Like a Skipper, who didn't dance very well last time out, but drops in class. But look, this is one that every once in a while steps up with a huge effort, and only 2 races ago was second beaten 3/4 of a length here in 54-3. Dance Like a Skipper and Scotty Coulter, Paul Coulter, is 10-1. Gate is rolling for the second. Better Than Never, Acapulco Sunburn on the inside. In the center, Dance Like a Skipper. To the outside, Better Be Going, and Sporty B. Field of 5 for the second race. There at the start of the rough, Sporty B is going to blast up with Dance Like a Skipper. Better Than Never's on the inside, and Acapulco Sunburn. Field works on around that first turn. Better Than Never is able to grab the lead. And Sporty B is still buzzing on the outside, but now is going to have to find the pocket because Better Than Never is better early. Leads by 2 lengths. Sporty B is second. Acapulco Sunburn third. Then Dance Like a Skipper. And Better Be Going. Better Than Never 4 to 5 on the board's got the lead. Sporty B at 5 to 2 is second. And Acapulco Sunburn third. Then Dance Like a Skipper. And Better Be Going is going from fifth in this 5-horse field. 28 opening quarter. Better Than Never. And J.R. Plot leads as they race off the turn. And Sporty B is second. Acapulco Sunburn is third. Then Dance Like a Skipper and Better Be Going. Positions unchanged. Better Than Ever with a lead of about 2 1/4. Looking strong on past the half in 57 and 2. Better Than Never. None is better right now. Sporty B is buzzing along in second. Then Acapulco Sunburn. Dance Like a Skipper and Better Be Going. But Better Than Never. 4 to 5 on the board. Leads by 4 lengths right now. Acapulco Sunburn on the outside now is trying to come on and grab second and take it from Sporty B. Those two share second, 3.5 off the lead of Better Than Never. Dance Like a Skipper is fourth, and then Better Be Going. 3/4, 125 and 3, and it is Better Than Never. Sporty B reclaims second. Acapulco Sunburn is third. Then Dance Like a Skipper and Better Be Going, but it's all Better Than Never so far. Better Than Never off 125 and 3/3, turns them for home and is sharp. Leads by 2.5 or 3. Better Than Never striding confidently. Sporty B is going to finish a buzzing second, beaten 2 1/4. Then coming on the outside to get third was Better Be Going, and then Acapulco Sunburn 154 flat. There is the winner, one Better Than Never. J.R. Plot, the winning driver. Better Than Never for real. Better Than Cheddar Bay, gelding by Francis Guimet and Jean Drapeau. Francis Guimet, the trainer, 8th win on this season, 13th lifetime. Better Than Ever, 1652, the top 4. Second race, payouts 1 Better Than Ever, 370, 220, 230. 640 B, 320, 275. Better Be Going, 610. $2 exact or $11. Dollar Tribe, $29.20. Dollar Super, $56.25. 20 cents Super, $11.25. $2 double, $6.20. Second race order finish from the top down to 1-4 scratch 532. That's 1-4 scratch 532 on the bottom. field on post brand for the third one. He's Swift. Jason Ryan for Jay Polifrani and Jimmy Polifrani. Number 2 is Better's Victory. Mike Whalen for Evan Stevenson. Number 3 is Music to My Ears. Daryl Thiessen for Ken Middleton Jr. and Keith Middleton and Jeffrey Seibel and James Grant. And 4 is Maximus Beachy, Garrett Rooney for Jacob Roberts and Russ Ellis. 5 is Full Credit, Sammy Filia for Jacob Roberts and Triple S Equine. And number 6 is Phone 911, Travis Gulliver, Jody Cullen, and Paul Sanders. Field of 6 for race number 3. Let's get a look at this field for race number 3, and I'm going to start with number 6, Phone 911, and one that, comes into this dash racing very well, is back in the same class as each of the last 2 starts. Last race got parked early and then settled into the pocket and was second beaten in neck to Vertical Squirt, one that's got a lot of class. And Phone 911, I thought overall raced very well. Is excellent form right now. 4 consecutive top 2 finishes. Having a really good year. Look at each of the last 2 seasons has made more than 51,000. Phone 911. 3 to 5 on the board. That's a little of a short price. Number 3, Music to My Ears. Well, what has he done wrong this year? 16 wins on the season. Now, the last couple starts didn't go well, but they were both post 8, one here and one at Mohawk. Now gets post 3. Certainly one that's got a proven record winning this season. Had 9 wins last year. He's really gotten strong at the end of his career. 37 wins lifetime, but 25 of them have come since turning to the age of 12. So Music to My Ears and Daryl Thiessen for Ken Middleton Jr. Kenny's putting up some strong numbers this year. Daryl Thiessen's a plus 300 driver. Music to My Ears is 4 to 1. On the inside, number 1, he's Swift. Well, you do see a 51-4 second, August the 12th at Mohawk. And this is one overall that's been a little inconsistent, but you see this one winning here in a 9-claimer September the 30th, then went to Mohawk last race and finished 7th, so comes back here. Big earner last year, made $75,000 in 34 starts and took a mark of 50-3, so you know that he certainly is Swift. He's Swift. He was made $282,000, so a good 8-year-old. He's Swift is 7 to 2. Jason Ryan for Jay Polifrani. And number 5, Full Credit. He's been mostly a fringe player of late, but is dropping in class. And Full Credit, you get Sammy Filia for Jacob Roberts. So this is one that just might step up here. The last time this one raced it down in a class closer to this was September the 6th at Hanover. Winner Gagnon, all the way on top. In fact, had back-to-back wins before those last 3 here in an optional 15-claimer. Now drops back to an optional 9 to 11. So Full Credit could bounce back 5 to 1. Sammy Filia. Gate is rolling for race number 3. He's Swift. Better's Victory on the inside. In the center, Music to My Ears and Maximus BG to the outside. Full Credit and Phone 911. Field of 6 for race number 3. It is post time. The field for the third is into the stretch, gathering speed. There at the start, and they're off. Music to my ears will flash with full credit. And phone 911, he's swift on the inside, then Better's Victory, and then it is back to Maximus BG. But right now, full credit, driving on the outside against He's Swift on the inside, but He's Swift is going to drive on, parking out full credit, and now scooting through to fill the pocket is Better's Victory, and out wide goes phone 911. Phone 911 is second, Better's Victory is third, then Music to Mike Ears is on the inside in full credit. Had to take back on the outside and is now fifth. And then Maximus BG and the 27-1 opening quarter. He's swifted 2-1's got the lead right now for Jason Ryan. Phone 911 found the pocket. Better's Victory third. Music to Mike Ears is right now strumming along in fourth, working in front of full credit. And then Maximus BG of a 27-1 opening quarter. The field races their way on past the half, and He's Swift has a lead of a length and a half over phone 911. Better's Victory third, 56 seconds flat halftime. Music to Mike Ears is on the inside, but now is stepping out from fourth and is going to work first over, giving cover to full credit. And then it is Maximus BG of a 56 half popping out of the pocket. There goes phone 911 quickly up to challenge He's Swift, and phone 911 now has emerged to take the front. He's Swift is racing second. Music to Mike Ears on the outside. Third and getting some urging by Daryl Thiessen. 3/4, 124 and 4. Full credit is fourth, and then Better's Victory. And Maximus BG, phone 911, has a slim lead over He's Swift, and Music to Mike Ears is racing third on down the stretch. Proud they come. He's Swift on the inside is fighting back. Phone 911 in the center. Phone 911 is going to win over He's Swift. Music to Mike Ears is third, and then full credit 154 flat. Phone 911. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race number 3. It's number 6, phone 911. Travis Cullen, the winning driver for Jody Cullen. The owner is Paul Sanders, and Travis Cullen shares an ownership of 4-year-old Custard the Dragon Brown gelding. 7th win on the season, 11th lifetime for phone 911, 154 flat. Third race payout 6 phone 911 310 210 210. 1 He's Swift, $3 220. 3 Music to My Gear is $270. $2 exactor is $650. Dollar try $780. Dollar super $19.40. 20-cent super $3.88. third race, order finish from the top, 253641. That is 253641 on the bottom. Field on Post Parade. 1, Highway Vagabond, Daryl Thiessen for Bill Budd and Craig Ellis and Tyler Liscombe. And number 2, Redland Wrangler, Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton and Kathleen Charlton. 3 is Determined, Ryan Geyer for J.C. Woodward and Joshua Woodward. And number 4 is My Accelerator. It's Brody LeCain for Ronnie Duld and Madsen Duld. 5 is No Partners, Martin Lachance for Stephen Taylor and Brett Taylor. And number 6, Aladdin Dulac, Sammy Filia for Sheldon Rose. And number 7, Big Bad Jackson, Scott Quilter for Laura Ireland. And Ken Oliver is the lessee. Field of 7, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field for this 4th race. Field of 7, the bottom classification. So you won't get a lot in the way of current form. I want to go to Big Bad Jackson, who did win back-to-back races here, 3 and 4 back. Last 2 races just did not fire the way that he did in those previous 2, but at least I'm going to come back to him here because I don't see a lot in the way of enticing form by anyone else in here. So Big Bad Jackson, 6-1. Hoping that he's got those 2 bad races out of his system and comes back and is big here. Big Bad Jackson and Scotty Coulter, 5-1. Number 2, Redland Wrangler is one that can get off the gate pretty well. And, well, last race did tire a bit on the late going, but still overall one that has, during the past 2 seasons, 16 runner-up finishes. I'll give Redland Wrangler a call here on the exactor ticket, 2-1. Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton. Number 1, Highway Vagabond, is one that missed a bunch of time before that last start. And actually the back half, 58 seconds, was okay. Just was never really in the race. But, well, a second start off the layoff maybe could be better. This is one that was a good earner last year that just hasn't gotten rolling this year, has had issues. Highway Vagabond, Daryl Thiessen for Bill Budd, is 5-2, slight favorite. And number 5, No Partners, making a shoe change, aluminum to steel shoes up front, is off form the last couple races, but was very competitive here 3 races, or rather at Sarnia 3 races ago. So maybe No Partners with a shoe change can get going. No Partners, Martin Lachance for Stephen Taylor, is 8-1. Gates rolling for race 4. Highway Vagabond, Redland Wrangler on the inside. In the center, Determined Accelerator and No partners to the outside of Latin Dulac and Big Bad Jackson. Field of 7, race number 4. Field 4, the 4th race, gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field is at the start. And they're off, and no partners, Redland Wrangler at Latin Dulac. Then Determined, and on the inside, Highway Vagabond. Center of the track now is Accelerator, and then it is Big Bad Jackson. But Redland Wrangler was able to wrangle the early lead and is in front by 2.5. No partners is second. Latin Dulac is third. Then it is back to Determined and Highway Vagabond and Accelerator, and Big Bad Jackson's back trailing the field. They race on past that opening quarter in 29. Redland Wrangler and Paul McKenzie in front by 3.25. No partners second. Then it is Latin Dulac who's racing position third, and that now they race off the turn. Fourth is Determined, and fifth to the outside is Highway Vagabond. Then Accelerator and Big Bad Jackson has to pass them all to win. Redland Wrangler. Here comes Latin Dulac, and is not lacking now, is up and driving. Redland Wrangler and Latin Dulac and no partners, and Highway Vagabond is up into the front 4. Then it is back to Determined and Accelerator and Big Bad Jackson. 59-2 is the half, and on into the backstretch. Redland Wrangler. Highway Vagabond has come on to get second. And then it is Latin Dulac. Determined is trying to take over fourth from no partners. Big Bad Jackson from the backfield is pulled out now, and his passing horses has come on out 3 wide and is moved up to take over fourth. 3/4, 128-1. Redland Wrangler. Highway Vagabond. Big Bad Jackson. Full throttle on the outside now. He's out 3 wide, and fourth is Latin Dulac. And now it is Highway Vagabond who's alongside Redland Wrangler, and here comes Big Bad Jackson, but it is Highway Vagabond. Highway Vagabond is going to win. Latin Dulac second, Big Bad Jackson third, Redland Wrangler fourth, 158-1. Fourth race, payouts 1. Highway Vagabond, 540, 420, 296. Latin Dulac, 330 and 310. And 7, Big Bad Jackson, 340. $2 exactor, 30.80. Dollar try, 64.20. Dollar super, 105.90. 20-cent super is 21.18. And the dollar pick, 312.05. Fourth race, so we're finished from the top. So 1457623. That's 1457623 in the bottom. done post parade for race number 5. 1 is On Top Rain Man, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 2 is Ideal Perception, Anthony Hahn for Anthony Beaton and Lisa Lafort. Number 3 is JJ Tommy, Jay Harris for Andrew Harris. Number 5, Batter Up Hannah for Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Debbie Francis, and Roseanne Langille, Doug Lauthers, and Chantal Langille. Number 4 is How You Play the Game, Paul McKenzie for Jody Cullen and David Snowden. Number 6, Palladium Hannah for Sammy Filia for Francis Guimet and Gaston Belanger and Michelle Berthollet. Number 7 is Granite Beach, Scott Quiller for Grace Marshman. 8 is Pipe Wrench Charlie, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen. It's a field of 8, scratched is 9, sometime, somewhere. Well, let's get a look at this field, and I want to start with number 6, Palladium Hanover. And Palladium Hanover was claimed last time out, had been with Jody Cullen, makes a first start for Francis Guimet, so goes from one top barn to another. And look, has 4 wins in the past 6 starts and has been racing in this in an optional 25,000 claimer, so moves up one level. But Palladium Hanover, if you take a look at the body of work, $240,000 lifetime, and is only a 5-year-old. Palladium Hanover has raced against tougher and held his own often, and certainly one thing he has going for him, great gate speed, can blast off the gate, was the pace setter in each of his last 6 starts and was able to keep on going last time out, winning by a neck. Palladium Hanover and Sammy Filia, 5-2. Number 2, Ideal Perception. Well, it's not ideal. The last time this one raced was September the 10th. But he can be really fine. He too can blast off the gate, and I'm thinking possibly he might be in line for a pocket ride behind Palladium Hanover. Ideal Perception sat the pocket in each of his last 2 at Grand River, and look at that last race, 26-2 opening quarter at Grand River to finish to sit second and then finish second to PL Aussie. Ideal Perception, Anthony Hahn, really nice, classy horse, 6-1. Number 4, How You Play the Game, sent up Jody Cullen, and this is one that didn't play well at Mohawk last race, but the start just before it was here in this class, second, beaten a nose. How You Play the Game certainly could race right back to that and be a huge factor. Also has 3 wins and a second in the past 6 starts. How You Play the Game, and Paul McKenzie is currently on the board at 11-1. Nice value there. And number 5, Batter Up Hanover, is the one the fans have opted to. One that is moving up in class off of a win. And Batter Up Hanover certainly looked sharp. And overall is coming in with 4 consecutive top 3s. But facing tougher today, we'll see. I don't like the price, 6-5. I'm on number 6, Palladium Hanover, is also one that I think has a decent chance in here and is 2-1 on the board. Gate is rolling for race number 5. On top, Rain Man, Ideal Perception, JJ Tommy on the inside. In the center, how you play the game, and Batter Up Hanover to the outside, Palladium Hanover, Granite Beach, and Pipe Wrench Charlie. It's a field of 8, race number 5. Field of 8 for the 5th race. There at the start of the rough, and Palladium Hanover, Granite Beach, the first couple to leave home. JJ Tommy, Ideal Perception, and on top, Rain Man. JJ Tommy and Palladium Hanover is racing second and still pressing on the outside. Palladium Hanover is going to stride on and drive up and get the lead. JJ Tommy second, Ideal Perception third. Then it is Granite Beach and Batter Up Hanover, and on top, Rain Man and How You Play the Game. And Pipe Wrench Charlie is trailing the field. They race their way on past that opening quarter. Palladium Hanover 9-2 on the boards, got the lead. 27-1 opening panel. JJ Tommy second. Ideal Perception forwardly placed third. Granite Beach and now Batter Up Hanover is moving up on the outside. And on top, Rain Man. And then it is Pipe Wrench Charlie and How You Play the Game. Palladium Hanover leads as they race their way and up to the half of a 27-1 opening quarter. JJ Tommy is second. Batter Up Hanover is racing third. Ideal Perception fourth, 56-4 halftime. Granite Beach is fifth to the inside. On top, Rain Man is sixth, and then Pipe Wrench Charlie and How You Play the Game. Palladium Hanover, JJ Tommy the top two, but on the outside, Batter Up Hanover is getting a little closer. And now Batter Up Hanover is moved up and is in the on deck circle against Palladium Hanover. Palladium Hanover, and now it is Batter Up Hanover who's come on as they round third base. 125 and 1 the 3/4 time. Batter Up Hanover 1-5 on the board. Batter Up Hanover, Palladium Hanover is racing second. On top, Rain Man, JJ Tommy. Pipe Wrench Charlie is kicking in late, but Batter Up Hanover. It's a home run for Batter Up Hanover as they race to the finish, and then Palladium Hanover flying late. Pipe Wrench Charlie, then JJ Tommy and Granite Beach won 53-2. Batter Up Hanover. Fifth race payouts. 5 batter up Hanover 262.70 210. 6 Palladium Hanover 993.80. 8 Pipe Wrench Charlie 1110. $2 exactor 50.90. Dollar try 175.45. 20-cent try 35.09. 20-cent high five 510.08. 20-cent pick 5 10.07. Palladium Hanover, and now it is batter up Hanover who's come on as they round third base. 120. Fifth race, so we finish from the tops of 584-71263. That's 584-71263 on the bottom. Field on post grade for the sixth one is Outlaw Duke Worthy, Malik Smith for Bruno LaCroix. Number two is Fear Giver. He travels the color for Jason Woodward and Sean Hannigan. And number three is Favaro's sister, Daryl Thiessen for Daryl Lever and Leanne and Stephen Davidson and James Grant and Adrian Sharma. Four is Benjamin B. Steve Houdon for Ken Oliver. Five is Mr. Commodore Jason Ryan for Claire Bradshaw and Brian Jameson. Number six, The Devil You Know, Ryan Guy for Steve Gassian and Beth Doyle. And number seven is Badlands Bay, Sammy Filia for Francis Guillemette. It is a field of seven for race number six. So get a look at this field. Well, we get the bottom class, so you won't get a lot in the way of current form in this sixth race, but I'm going with number seven, Badlands Bay, and while that last race at London, just not great, but if you go back just two races ago at London, was a winner by 3.5 lengths, and that last one, Badlands Bay, that was the trailer post at London, post 8, but Badlands Bay, the winning effort came by blasting out, and we'll see if that's the plan despite the outside post, if Badlands Bay is going to be gunning early, and Sammy Filia for Francis Guillemette, very strong connections, 3-1. Others, number four, Benjamin B. has been fairly good of late, two top threes in the past three starts, so Benjamin B, I think, is one that you've got to be considering. In fact, three top threes in the past five. Benjamin B and Steve Houdon for Kenny Oliver is currently 7-1. Number five, Mr. Commodore, has not been a big factor of late, but Mr. Commodore is one that drops in class, so maybe that will compute to a better outing here. Jason Ryan for Claire Bradshaw. Mr. Commodore is on the board at even money with the class draw. And one more is number one, Outlaw Duke Worthy. Raced better last race and now gets a better post, so maybe can build on that. Only one win on this season, but 10 out of 20 in the top three. Malik Smith, Outlaw Duke Worthy, 6-1. Gate is rolling for race number 6. Outlaw Duke Worthy, Fear Giver on the inside. In the center, Favaro Sister, Benjamin B, Mr. Commodore. And to the outside, the Devil You Know and Badlands Bay. It's a field of 7. It's race number 6. Field for the 6th race is reaching the top of the stretch. Here they come. Field for the 6th race. In position, and they're at the start of the rough, and the Devil You Know. Favaro Silster, Benjamin B, Mr. Commodore. Then it is Outlaw Duke Worthy, Fear Giver, and Badlands Bay is trailing the field. And it is Favaro Silster who's got the lead, and Benjamin B is racing position 2nd. Mr. Commodore 3rd. Then the Devil You Know and Outlaw Duke Worthy and Fear Giver. At Badlands Bay is back trailing the field. Favaro Silster leading as they race on to the opening quarter with Benjamin B 2nd. And right away now, up and driving on the outside is Mr. Commodore. And that opening quarter was 28-3. Mr. Commodore on the outside has taken over 2nd. Benjamin B is currently being 3rd. The Devil You Know is 4th, and Outlaw Duke Worthy 5th. Then Fear Giver, Badlands Bay trails the field. They race off the turn, and the field comes on towards us, and it is Favaro Silster who's holding on to a slim lead over Mr. Commodore, half of 58-4. And then racing position 3rd is Benjamin B. And 4th along to the inside, the Devil You Know, 58-4 halftime, 30-1 second panel for Favaro Silster. Having some problems, Mr. Commodore, and swung to the outside now. And Benjamin B is now being 2nd as they race their way on towards 3/4, and now Benjamin B is moving up and is buzzing. Benjamin B and Favaro Silster. Then 3rd, the Devil You Know. Outlaw Duke Worthy now is racing position 4th. Benjamin B at 4-1 has the lead as they race their way towards the top of the stretch, but Favaro Silster is fighting back. Favaro Silster is slim lead over Benjamin B. Outlaw Duke Worthy is 3rd. On down the stretch drive they come off that 3/4, 127-4, and it is Favaro Silster, Benjamin B, Outlaw Duke Worthy up the inside, 3 across the track. It is close, maybe Favaro Silster, but Outlaw Duke Worthy was flying up the inside. Then Benjamin B, a 3-way win photo on 157-4. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race number 6 It's number three for Vero Sealster, 7-year-old Control the Moment Brown gelding by Leanne and Stephen Davidson and James Grant and Adrian Sharma. Daryl Laver is the trainer. The winning drive, the driving double to Double Barrel Daryl Thiessen, 10th win this season, 34th lifetime. Favaro Sealster and Double Barrel Daryl at 157 and 4. The sixth race, number three, Favaro Sealster, 1190, 690, 380. One Outlaw Duke Worthy, 750 and 420 and 4. Benjamin B, 280. $2 exactor, 88.50. Dollar try, 121.10. Dollar super, 1,014.10. 20-cent super is 202.82. And the 20-cent pick four, 10.54. Sixth race, order finished from the top. 261 3745. That's 261 3745 on the bottom. Field 4, race number 7 on parade 1. Belmont Blazer, Travis Gulliver, Jody Cullen. Number 2 is Calling Your Bluff, J.R. Plant for Tess Waxman and Martin Kepfer. 3 is Hasselhoff, Daryl Thiessen for Darrell Lever, Leanne Davidson and Dave Walls, and James Grant. 4 is Win Me Back. It's Austin Surrey for Ron McDonald and Shengo. And 5 is Onyx Bovino, Jay Harris for Lacey McCabe and Glenview Livestock. Number 6, Smiles for Miles, Jason Ryan for Chantel Mitchell and William McKay and David Serwatic. Field of 6, race 7. Well, fans, let's get a look at this field for race number 7. I want to start with one Belmont Blazer. I anticipated the 4 getting heavily bet in here off of the Acclaim last time out, and pretty solid outing overall, but Belmont Blazer 3-1. Look, last race was not good. but you get the inside post and one that drops in class. And I think that Belmont Blazer is one that, although only 2 wins in 24 starts, and they're racing for Jody Cullen, I think fits really well at this level. And you do see this one beating the class above this one back September the 21st, went to the front. I think maybe that's the plan of attack here for Belmont Blazer from the inside, 3-1. Number 4, Win Me Back. First start, Ron McDonald, and one that doesn't have a top 2 finish yet in 7 starts this year, but was pretty solid here last race. Blasted early with a 27-second final quarter. Win Me Back does show a mile of 51-4 at Mohawk just 2 races ago. This is the third start off a layoff. I anticipate a lot of people backing the 4 here. 3-5 on the board. Austin, sorry, for Ron McDonald, and one that's getting the lion's share of the betting action right now. Number 3, Hasselhoff, is one that was third in back-to-back starts before his 6th last race, and now gets a better post and could come back into form here. Hasselhoff, Daryl Thiessen for Daryl Laver, 9-1. And number 6, Smiles for Miles, raced pretty well from post 8 last time out in this class to finish third. Now it'll be post 6. I think if you look at the body of work for this one, 12 out of 18 in the top 3 on the year. Jason Ryan for Chantel Mitchell, Smiles for Miles, I think belongs somewhere on the ticket, 8-5. Money is in on number 4, Win Me Back at even money, but I'm on number 1, Belmont Blazer at 4-1. is rolling for race number 7. Belmont Blazer calling your bluff on the inside. In the center, Hasselhoff and Winby back. And to the outside, Onyx Bovano, Smiles for Miles. Field of 6, race number 7. Field for the 7th race. In the stretch, gathering speed. There at this start of the rough, Hasselhoff, Winby back. Then it is Belmont Blazer and Calling Your Bluff as they race their way on around the turn. Then back further is Onyx Bovano and Smiles for Miles is trailing the field. Winby back on the outside wants to press on against Belmont Blazer. Winby back is going to come on now on the outside. Winby back clears to the front, and Belmont Blazer racing second. Calling Your Bluff is third. Hasselhoff is fourth, and then Onyx Bovano and Smiles for Miles. Winby back 1-5 on the board now has the lead. Belmont Blazer right there happily riding along in the pocket, and Calling Your Bluff is racing third. Hasselhoff, Onyx Bovano, and Smiles for Miles. They race their way off the turn, and the field comes on towards us. Winby back with a lead of a length and 3/4 over Belmont Blazer. And racing third is Calling Your Bluff and Hasselhoff, and then Onyx Bovino and Smiles for Miles. 56 seconds halftime, and it is Winby back and Austin Sorry with the front. They race their way out into the backstretch. Belmont Blazer trying to stay close right now as Winby back leads by about 2 1/4. Winby back, Belmont Blazer. Hasselhoff is taken third. Calling Your Bluff is racing fourth. Then Smiles for Miles and Onyx Bovino. Off a half of 56, they head on to 3/4. Winby back leads for Austin Sorry. Belmont Blazer and Travis Cullen getting some urging to close the gap. And then Hasselhoff and Smiles for Miles is coming. And then it is Calling Your Bluff and Onyx Bovino. And now Belmont Blazer is getting a little closer to Winby back. Winby back and Belmont Blazer as the field turns for home. Winby back and Belmont Blazer, and charging late is Hasselhoff, and on the outside Smiles for Miles. Winby back is going to win. Then Belmont Blazer, Hasselhoff, and Smiles for Miles, 155 flat. Back in front of us there is number 4, Winby back. Austin Surrey, the winning driver, trainer Ron McDonald. The owner is Shengo and Brett McDonald. Winby back, Sid Chestnut, 5-year-old Shadow Play gelding. First win for Winby back in 2 seasons, 12th lifetime. Fans inquiry sample pertaining to number 3 Hasselhoff and possible interference in the stretch drive. Inquiry pertaining to 3 Hasselhoff. Fans, the judge's ruling that number 3 Hasselhoff did interfere with both 6 miles for miles and 5 Onyx Bovino and will be placed back to 5th. The new top 4 will be 4165. 7th race payouts for Win Me Back to 6210 210. 1 Belmont Blazer to 3210, 6 miles for miles 250. $2 exactor 480, dollar try 625, dollar super 2030, 20-cent super 406. Seventh race, sort of finish from the top. 3-6. Correction, 2-6. 3 place 5, 1. 5 place 4, and then 4 place 3. From the top down after the placing, 2-6, 5-1, 4-3 on the bottom. Fans noted race number 9, claims entered on 1, lost that lovin' feelin', and number 4, you're the one. Race 9, a single claim each on 1 and 4. Field for the eighth on parade. One All-Star Willow, Garrett Rooney for Jacob Roberts and Triple S Equine. Number 2 is Beth, Anthony Hunt for David Brown. Number 3 is Jules Diamond Eyes, Jason Ryan for Brett Lester and Rebecca Williamson. 4 is J.S. Bet This Lady, Austin Story for Rafael Barassa and Ron Nobes and Charles Gazzola. Number 5 is Waiting on a Woman, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen. And number 6, Little Bearcat, Daryl Thiessen for Brett Lester and Michelle Etard. And number 7 is Rockford Peach, Sammy Filia for Francis Guillemette and Jean Allaire. It's a field of 7 for race number 8. Let's get a look at this field for the 8th dash. Starts the late daily double. We'll start with number 5, Waiting on a Woman. Good place to start because this one comes in with back-to-back wins in this class. In fact, 5 consecutive top 3 finishes. Has 10 wins on the year, 16 out of 31 in the top 2, including 5 in a row. So Waiting on a Woman certainly is going to be the favorite. 1 to 5 on the board. And Travis Cullen driving for Jody Cullen. Strong connections. Waiting on a Woman, the one to beat. Number 7, Rockford Peach. Well, was second last time out at London. Nice job from off the pace to be second beaten half a length. 3 top 3s in the past 4 starts. Now moves up a level, but also is one that overall has pretty decent form. So maybe you might think this one will handle moving on up. And Rockford Peach is offering a better value proposition than the Waiting on a Woman, 14 to 1. Others, number 4, J.S. Bet This Lady, 3 consecutive top 3 finishes coming in, but now moves up a level. J.S. Bet This Lady. You get Austin Sorry for Rafael Barassa, 6 out of 16 in the top 3. J.S. Bet This Lady has excellent gate speed, pace setter in each of the last 3. We'll see if she can carry it a little further here now in this step up in class, but certainly brings in some form, 5 to 1. And number 3, Jules Diamond Eyes was a winner in the class below this one at Grand River in 55 and 4, September 17th. Last 2 tries at Mohawk, but just okay at best. But this could be a better spot for Jules Diamond Eyes and Jason Ryan for Brett Lester and his 12 to 1. is rolling for race number 8. All-Star Willow and Beth on the inside. Of the center, Jules, Diamond Eyes, and Jazz Bet This Lady and Waiting on a Woman. And to the outside, Little Bearcat and Rockford Peach. Field of 7, race number 8. How about them Blue Jays? Field for the 8th race. In the stretch, gathering speed, here they come. There at the start of the rough, Jazz Bet This Lady, Waiting on a Woman, All-Star Willow, and Beth, but they drive it into the first turn. Jazz Bet This Lady's got the lead, and then racing on the outside, Waiting on a Woman is not waiting. Is going to press on. Waiting on a Woman's got the lead. Jazz Bet This Lady is second. All-Star Willow is third. And then racing fourth now is Beth, as taking back Jules Diamond Eyes will find a seat on the inside in front of Little Bearcat and Rockford Peach. Right now as they race past the opening quarter, Waiting on a Woman, 1-9 on the board. 28-1 opening quarter. Waiting on a Woman has a lead of about 2.5 or 3. Jazz Bet This Lady, All-Star Willow, Beth is racing fourth. Then Jules Diamond Eyes, Little Bearcat, and Rockford Peach. And they race their way off the turn, heading up towards us off a 28-1 opening panel. Waiting on a Woman leads at a couple of lengths. Jazz Bet This Lady second. All-Star Willow is third. It is currently about 4 1/4 off the lead. Then a gap of 2 or 3. And it is back to Beth and Jules Diamond Eyes. Rockford Peach now on the outside is moving, and Little Bearcat on the inside. 57-4 halftime, and they race their way on into the backstretch, and it is Waiting on a Woman leading by 2 1/4. Waiting on a Woman, Jazz Bet This Lady unable to close the gap, and All-Star Willow is racing position to third, and then Jules Diamond Eyes and Rockford Peach and Beth and Little Bearcat. They race their way on by the 3/4 at 126-2, and it is Waiting on a Woman getting away. Has a lead of about a half dozen lengths over Jazz Bet This Lady, All-Star Willow, Jules Diamond Eyes, and then Rockford Peach and Little Bearcat and Beth. But on down the stretch for Waiting on a Woman, cruising at the finish. Waiting on a Woman is going to take it and win it by about 4 lengths, and Jazz Bet This Lady, Jules Diamond Eyes, and All-Star Willow 156-3. There's look at the winner of the 8th, 5 Waiting on a Woman, Travis Cullen driving double. Waiting on a Woman's a 5-year-old Custard, the Dragon Brown mare, by Ron and Jody and Travis Cullen. Jody Cullen, the trainer. 11th win on the season. 22nd lifetime for Waiting on a Woman. Eighth race, 5 Waiting on a Woman, 210, 210, 210 for Jazz Bet This Lady. 352, 33 Jules Diamond Eyes, 320, $2 exactor, 470. Dollar try, 705. Dollar Super 19.50. 20-cent Super 3.90. Eighth race, so we're finishing the top. 4732165. That's 4732165 on the bottom. Field on post parade for the ninth race. One lost that lovin' feelin'. Claim Eder, Paul McKenzie for Paul Walter. Number 2 is Mako Polo, Dale Spence for Mitchell Tierney and Miley Tierney. 3 is Dusty Lane, Morgan Scott for Tom Janot. And number 4, You're the One, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. Number 5, Rock and Roll Shadow, Sammy Filia for Jacob Roberts and Brittany Smeltzer. Number 6, Passionate Prince, Austin Surrey for Courtney Robson. And number 7 is Bag of Cash, Ron Guy for Lynn McCool and Jeanette McElmoyle. 8 is Gascoigne Sunday, Jason Ryan drives and trains and owns. 9 is No Fool McKinley, Daryl Thiessen for Daryl Laver and Leanne Davidson and James Grant and Adrian Sharma and Sally Peacock. No claims on 1 lost that lovin' feelin' and 4 You're the One. Well, let's get a look at this field. And number 4, You're the One. In this class, last time out, was able to blast to the front from post 6 and won by 3 1/4 lengths. 13 out of 21 in the top 2 on the year. You're the One. Faced a tougher much of this season and dropped down a couple starts ago. And that those last 2 races really good in course with that last big dominant win. And now a better post position. You're the One. Has to be considered the one. 1 to 5. Number 5, Rock and Roll's Shadow was able to rock to a victory here September the 25th, so has been out of the box a little longer than You're the One. But back-to-back wins, one in the bottom class, and then that one last time out at this level. Rock and Roll Shadow has 3 wins and 7 starts on the year. Sammy Filia for Jacob Roberts. Rock and Roll's Shadow is 8 to 1. Number 9, No Fool McKinley, is one that, was able to rock the bottom class last race and win. 55 and 3 mile. Moves up a level. Trailer post makes it more difficult. But No Fool McKinley and Daryl Thiessen, who looks for the driving triple, looks to turn a double barrel night into a triple. No Fool McKinley is currently 13 to 1. And number 8, Gascoigne Sunday. 23 wins since the 1st of January last year. The last couple of starts not great, but just before that was second, beaten just 3/4 of a length in this class. Gascoigne Sunday. Jason Ryan driving and training and owning this one, and is longer play at 23 to 1 that I believe will get on to the high 5 somewhere on the ticket. Gate is rolling for race number 9. Lost that lovin' feeling. Marco Polo. Dusty Lane Morgan on the inside of the center. You're the one in rock and roll. Shadow to the outside. Passionate Prince. Bank of Cash. Gascoigne Sunday. The second tier. No Fool McKinley. Field of 9. Race number 9. How about them Blue Jays? It's a field of 9 for race number 9. There at the start of the round, you're the ones going to leave with Dusty Lane Morgan. Rock and Roll Shadow lost that lovin' feeling on the inside. You're the ones going to grab the early lead. Lost that lovin' feeling will be filling the pocket. Rock and Roll Shadow is third, and then racing fourth is No Fool McKinley. Dusty Lane Morgan fifth away. And then it is back to Gascoigne Sunday. Marco Polo trailing pair. Passionate Prince and Bag of Cash. You're the one. 1 to 9 on the board, leads past the opening quarter, and is the front one. 28-1 is the opening quarter. Lost that lovin' feeling at 8-1 a second. Rock and Roll Shadow is third. No Fool McKinley's racing fourth. Then Dusty Lane Morgan, Gascoigne Sunday, Marco Polo, Passionate Prince, and Bag of Cash, and they race off the turn. You're the one. Leads as they race up towards the half off a 20-1 opening quarter. Has a lead of about 2 1/4. Then lost that lovin' feeling. Rock and Roll Shadow now is going to rock to the outside, giving cover to No Fool McKinley. Fifth to the inside is Dusty Lane Morgan. And then it is Gascoigne Sunday, Marco Polo, Passionate Prince, and Bag of Cash. You're the one. 57-second halftime. You're the one is right now definitely the one. Leads by about 4 1/4. Lost that lovin' feeling. Rock and Roll Shadow center of the track is third. No Fool McKinley 3 wide fourth, and Dusty Lane Morgan is fifth, and sixth is Gascoigne Sunday. You're the one with a lead of about 2 3/4 now. Lost that lovin' feeling. Rock and Roll Shadow 2 wide path is third. 3 wide No Fool McKinley fourth, and then Dusty Lane Morgan and Gascoigne Sunday. Front 6 have separation on the remaining 3, and it is You're the one as they turn for home. Up 3/4, 125-2. You're the one continues to be the one, leads a couple of lengths up. Mackenzie Lane has lost that lovin' feeling. You're the one. Lost that lovin' feeling. Gascoigne Sunday is going to pick up second. Then it was a Rock and Roll Shadow on the inside. Lost that lovin' feeling. And then No Fool McKinley. 156 flat. Back in front of us, the winner of race 9, number 4, You're the one. Travis Cullen with the driving hat trick. 7-year-old Shanghai Phil. Brown gelding owned by Ron and Jody and Travis Cullen. Jody Cullen's the trainer. It's the 7th win on the season. 41st lifetime for You're the one. 156 flat. The ninth race, at number 4, You're the One, 210, 210, 210. 8, Gascoigne Sunday, 1060, 790. 5, Rock and Roll Shadow, 370. $2 exactor, 17.20. Dollar try, 54.35. 20-cent high five, 85.75. $2 double of 5 and 4 is 240. Dollar pick 3 is 270. And the 20-cent pick 4, 438. Fans, the claims out of race 9, 1 lost that love and feeling. The new trainer, Nello Guglielmi. And for You're the One, the new trainer will be Francis Guimet. Ninth race order finish from the top. 486 134 725. That is 486 134 725 on the bottom. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Wednesday evening. Action resumes tomorrow evening with a first dash of 6:25 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna.